All right, so take 2. Hopefully this worked. Okay, appears that worked. All right, so apparently even though I thought I set it to public, it didn't to public. And we're echoing. All right, so once you guys start piling in, I'm going to have you tell me how my audio sounds, because my audio's been weird for a while. I think I may have found out why. Either YouTube and all their little settings and stuff that they've been doing, or me when I wiped all my history and stuff, cookies and all that kind of stuff. I changed the settings on my live thing, so it changed my default microphone to my webcam, which is quite a bit. I mean, it's not super far away, but number 1, it's further away, and number 2, it's not as good quality as my Yeti. Should be anyway. That brief little thing of the echo, it sounded pretty good, so let me know if it sounds okay, if it sounds clear, because I know for a while I've been struggling, like ever since I messed with it because of it was either a Zoom meeting or a Vixens thing. It hasn't been quite as good as it used to be when I first got it. Like it was super clear. I don't know. So hopefully it's good. Anyway, I figured I would go over a few more of these the Subucky Super Aromas, SSA, whatever, flavors, as well as some VSO. Now, I did mention previously that I would do the VSOs in advance. I didn't do that, and there's a few reasons why. First of all being that the percentage for these seem to be all over the place. So the last time I tried to do them in advance, at least to some degree, I ended up having to change the percentages quite a lot by adding, more flavoring and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of just defeats the purpose of doing them in advance, because I ended up having to tweak them anyway, because the percentages aren't all that consistent, at least for me. So yeah, that's like the main reason why I just decided not to do it, because it just seems like it's not really doing a whole lot as far as convenience and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to first, I'm going to talk about the Subucky concentrates while I mix the couple of VSO I have. I'm just going to do a couple, because a lot of what I got is not available yet. So I don't, again, want to talk about them until they're available for you guys to purchase. I just don't think it's fair, and I don't know if he wants us talking about them if they're not available yet. I don't really know. So I'm just not going to. But I know personally, I don't like to be told about a product that I can't buy myself right away, because I'm impatient. And who knows if and when of these are going to come out. So who knows? They might never launch, and then you're wanting a flavoring that you can't even get. So until they're available, I am not going to really talk about them. I am going to go over leather, which is available. And you might think leather, that's weird. It is kind of weird, but I think the main purpose of it, or where I've seen it utilized, is in tobaccos. And I personally like tobaccos. I know a lot of people don't. And I like a leathery note. So I'm actually excited about this one, but that's how I'm going to use it here, because I don't know, single flavor testing leather just seems like it would not be that pleasant. What I'm going to do is add it to a tobacco that I already have made and see how it makes it different. Because that's how I would use it, is in a tobacco. I don't know what other purpose it would serve for me. The other two I want to go over is Huckleberry. People rave about this Huckleberry flavor so much, so I figured I would grab it. And I don't think I have a Huckleberry flavor. If I do, I have maybe one other one. So yeah, I need to go through my flavoring stash again and get rid of a bunch of stuff, which is always fun because that means I have to update my flavor stash on ELR so that it's up to date. So plus I have so many flavors, which I know, boo-hoo, but it is kind of annoying. But yet I still keep buying more flavors, so there's that. I did buy a few more flavorings a week or so ago. Not a whole lot, but I needed to re-up on some things. And of course, I can't just buy like a couple things. I have to buy enough to justify an order. I'm just weird like that. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's flavorings, makeup, doesn't matter. If it's anything like that, I have to buy like more than one thing. I can't just buy like the one thing that I want. I have to like bundle it together, and especially if there's like any kind of free shipping, I definitely want the free shipping. It's just like this weird thing. Like, I have this disdain for paying for shipping, so I want it to be either free or justified in that I'm paying for it. And paying shipping for one item, it's weird. All right, so we'll start with this Bucky one that I don't like, because I know I've been like really touting these and talking about them quite a lot since I've gotten them, because overall I've really enjoyed them so far. But since I've been raving so much about them, I'm going to talk about the ones I don't like as well. You know, I'm honest with you guys. If they're great, they're great. But if they're not great, or I just personally don't like the flavor, I'll let you know. So the guava. Jen Winstead raved about this flavor. Mind you, she likes a lot of those tropical kind of flavors, so that's to be expected. I had not even had a guava until about a month ago. There's this produce place that I buy from. It's called Imperfect Foods. Essentially, they sell whatever grocery stores don't sell, like whether it's because they're blemished or if it's a surplus or whatever. Like, if they're not perfect, some grocery stores won't sell certain things, or if they're too small or too big. Basically, if they're not perfect, the grocery stores won't sell them. So this place sells those things. Because if you didn't know, which I didn't know until I heard about this place, a lot of stores, whatever they don't sell or can't sell because they're blemished, whatever, they throw it away. They don't. I thought they like donated it to something, like, you know, like crazy me. No, they throw it away. So in an effort to minimize the waste that we have in this country, as well as just, you know, because like it was like around, you know, when everything started and everything shut down and we weren't leaving our house, it was around that time or a little bit before that I heard about this thing. They deliver to your house, which is really good for me because especially at the time I wasn't going anywhere. But anyway, what I really like about this place, on top of the fact that, you know, it's helping, you know, minimize waste, whatever, is it has a lot of obscure things that I've never seen in any kind of grocery store, including they have persimmons on there. I've never seen a persimmon in my stores. I don't know. There's just random other stuff, including guavas. They had little mini guavas, and I was like, oh, you know, I've never had guava before. That would be really cool to try. So I did. I actually like them. The only thing is they have these little seeds in them. And unlike like a kiwi. Kiwis have those little tiny seeds, but you just eat them. Like they're pretty soft as far as a seed is concerned. These guava seeds, though, are very hard. So you either have to spit them all out or like chew through them, and they're, like I said, very hard. So to me, it's kind of similar to like a pomegranate in that it tastes okay, but like it's just too much work and hassle to eat it because of these damn seeds. And I don't know if it's just the particular one that I tried or if that's just how they are. It's the only guava I've ever seen or had. But yeah, like the flavor was good, but it's just a hassle. But anyway, I went so far off on a tangent, I don't even remember exactly why I brought that up. I think it was to say that like I've recently had guava, so I can actually compare or have an idea of what it's supposed to taste like. So I got the SSA Guava, and I will say that the flavor is pretty spot on to what I had. However, I just don't want to vape it. Like it's one of those weird flavors. And I don't know why that is. I know I'm not the only one. I've seen people say the same thing. It's like, okay, I love this flavor in real life. I just don't want to vape it. And that's where I'm at with this. At least as far as it being by itself, I think it would pair nicely with other fruits. For like a tropical note, or I think with strawberry, it would be really nice. But by itself, I'm just like, a couple pulls of it and I'm just like over it. I don't want to vape it anymore. And that was at 1%. What I found with these Subucky super aromas is 1% seems to be a solid percentage for me. So for you guys, I would say 1.5 to 2% or higher. I don't know, obviously, where each one of you fall in the strength department as far as your concentrates go. But I would say 1.5 to 2% overall would probably be good for most people. And it's been pretty consistent throughout each flavor that I've been around that 1% mark. So that's good. I like, personally, companies that are pretty consistent with their strengths. So, because to me, it's very frustrating when a company is just all over the place, because it's like when you first get the flavor, you don't even know where to begin with it. So I don't know. I just find it annoying. If it's too all over the place. All right, I'm going to read chat because I've been neglecting it while I got that those things going. Hello, Deb, Cherokee, Ian, James. I know Slasher really likes the leather, the VSO leather. He went through his tester apparently. But he's really into tobaccos. Fresh also liked it, but I don't know that he loves tobaccos, but he at least likes them from time to time. And I think Addie Tooney liked it as well, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Well, the thing about my throwaways is a lot of the throwaways, or almost all of them, are going to be because they're old, and I wouldn't feel comfortable giving somebody. I mean, I have in the past, but I let them know, like, hey, like, these are old. But they were like, I don't care, like, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you them. I mean, I would just throw them away, but if someone's willing to give them a shot and like they don't have a lot of flavors, yeah. But yeah, I have a lot of old flavors. I got rid of most of the really, really old flavors I had, because I had some like for way too long. And I got rid of those in the last purge that I did. But even just looking through to try to find things, I'm still coming across some things that are probably needing to be pitched. Guava and soursop. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. It's something I'd have to work with. I'm scared the cat. Yeah, I know. Blue is very jumpy. Like, she's very high energy, doesn't really relax a whole lot. Like, she's not a lap cat in general, which is, see? It's like really the only, I don't even want to say it's like a negative thing because it's just how she is. But one thing I wish that she did was like cuddle and kind of chill sometimes. And I don't know if she'll ever do that. I don't know if it's just because she's young. She's still only like about 2 years old. But because of the type of cat she is, she's a Maine Coon. They are pretty high energy cats. And they tend to have a lot of kitten-like behavior pretty late in their life. So that might just be how she is. And that's fine. I just like to cuddle. And she's like so fluffy and soft. It would be nice if she liked to cuddle. But that's it. But yeah, she's very skittish. Like noises really bug her. Thunderstorms, fireworks, really anything. Like if we're in the basement and people are walking above us, she'll, get on alert. It's weird, but she's just like, she kind of reminds me of Tweak from South Park. Just like always like going. I don't know. Anyway, what else? I know I've tried some other ones. So I tried the Natural Wild Strawberry. And mind you, strawberry is one flavor that I lost. First it was lemon that I couldn't taste really at all. And then it started leaking into strawberry, which I was very upset about because, again, similar to lemon, strawberry was one of my favorite things to vape. But yeah, I started to lose that. However, I will say, I don't know if it's because my taste buds are improving or repairing or whatever, but I can taste this flavor, the Natural Wild Strawberry. I don't know that I get a natural strawberry. I don't really know what wild strawberries are supposed to taste like, but I imagine they're not supposed to taste like a fun dip, which is what I get from it, is like a fun dip or like a Pixie stick. It's good. It's something that I really enjoy, but is it like natural tasting to me? No. It tastes like a powdery, little bit tart, little bit sweet strawberry, which, I mean, I went through my whole sample and I hardly ever look at the guava. The guava is just chilling. This is why I do look little testers. I vape through it. So that should be some testament as to how good I thought it was. Again, 1%. I don't know that I would change it. I don't think it needed to be decreased or increased. That was good for me. For me, I would use it with candies, something like that. I don't know that it would pair well with like bakeries because generally when you're going that route, you want a strawberry that's a little bit deeper, not so bright and tart and like candy-like. You want it to be more natural tasting or have like a baked element to it. So, things for like, candy, even maybe like some smoothies or stuff like that, it might work, but for like bakeries, things like that, I don't think it would go very well. Yeah, you see her? Jeez. Oh my God. I don't know what her deal is. Yeah. Where's your loop? If you didn't know, she also plays fetch, which I think is like amazing. Yeah. I'm going to try to ignore her. It's just very hard. Yeah. So anyway, I tried the Subuki Peanut Butter, and it's very, very good. It reminds me kind of like a Reese's peanut butter. It's a little bit sweeter. It's not as peanut heavy as DX Peanut Butter by TFA, which is, or was, my favorite peanut butter flavor. And it still is. It's kind of might be Thai, like this Subaki peanut butter might be, I don't know. I would need to work with it more to like nail it as far as like being tied for first place. But so far it's a sweeter, less peanut concentrated peanut butter. So more of like, I think Skippy is kind of like that sweeter, less peanut heavy kind of thing. I wouldn't know. I've been buying the natural type peanut butters, and I usually get the crunchy version because I like a pretty heavy, potent peanut flavor in my peanut butters personally. But for like vaping and different things that you would try to do, something that is something a little bit sweeter and less peanut heavy can be helpful or useful too. Something like a Reese's Pieces kind of peanut butter where it's, you know, a little bit more faint. And that's what I get from this. It's sweeter. It's a little less peanut heavy, kind of like a Reese's or Peter Pan type peanut butter. Whereas to me, the DX Peanut Butter by TFA is more of like a natural peanut butter that's very peanut heavy. So yeah, I really like it. Again, 1% seems to be a good percentage for that one, at least by itself. I have tried it in a mix, and it went really well in the mix. And I can't really talk about the mix because it's for something coming up, but it worked really well for what I wanted it to do, and I'm very excited about it. So far, it's definitely up there as far as my favorite peanut butters. Now, mind you, I don't like most peanut butters. I think most of them are trash. So it might not be saying too much because the only other peanut butters I've liked are the DX Peanut Butter, the Mullenberry Chocolate Peanut Butter Milk or whatever it's called. That one has a good peanut butter in it. And I want to say Loran's peanut butter wasn't bad. I can't remember because I don't really use it. But all the other ones that I've tried, just not good. A darker roasted peanut butter. I'll have to look into that. I love peanut butter. Crunchy peanut butter specifically. I used to be smooth peanut butter, but as I got older, for whatever reason, I just liked the chunky one better. I feel like it gives it more character, and it's, you know, more peanut heavy. It also is really good on apples because it reminds me of like a caramel apple because it has like the bits of peanut, you know, peanuts in it. So if you put that like on an apple, it's really good. I also like it on celery, obviously, like just on a sandwich, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'll have to look into that dark roasted peanut butter. I think as I've gotten older, I've started to like things that are less sweet. Because like when I was younger, I definitely preferred fruits to vegetables. And now I definitely prefer vegetables to fruits, which is weird. But yeah, like a lot of things that I used to like as a kid that were like really sweet, I just can't do now that I'm older. Yeah, I tried to do a Snicker bar way back in the day. Anything that has to do with chocolate, especially if it's a multi-flavor thing that you're wanting, you know, with the Snicker bar, it has nougat, it has caramel, it has peanut, it has chocolate, and maybe some other stuff. I don't know. But it definitely has those things in it. To get all of those to stand out and not be a muddled mess when there's chocolate involved, especially, is hard. To me, chocolate in a vape is really easy to muddy. Like it just likes to muddy everything. It just make everything muffled and muddled and just like there's no layering involved with chocolate. Like it's really hard, at least for me, to layer chocolate. It just wants to bind everything together. which, you know, can be good. Like for some profiles, you want everything to be cohesive and together. But for something like a Snickers, you kind of want a little bit of those layers to show through or different flavors to come through. And yeah, not easy. So yeah, I tried to do a Snickers once way back in the day. I don't even think now I'd be able to do one very successfully. Might be something I'd look into. I don't even know what I would use for nougat though. I know Inawera has a nougat, but I want to say people said it was trash. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other Subuckies I've tried. I bought quite a lot of them. Some of which, like the newer flavors I was talking about, included the peanut butter and the natural strawberry and the guava. Let me see if there was any other ones in there. No, I don't want that. I should stop changing all this crap. It's so annoying. Why would I want to pay for Yahoo Mail? Like, no, I don't want to pay for Yahoo Mail. Trying to find. Did I not save it? Maybe I didn't. That ain't it. Sesame. I don't know that I've tried anything from Sesame. I've heard of it, but I don't think I bought anything from them. It's one of those things where I didn't want to get hooked into yet another flavoring company. All right, so I got Flavor West Blackberry Mojito. Oh, Sour Lime by Subaki. I haven't tried that one yet. And then the guava and the natural strawberry and the peanut butter. I pretty much stick to flavors that are available at Bull City. If you haven't noticed, I don't like ordering from other places just because, again, the shipping thing, I don't want to pay for multiple shipping, and it's just a hassle. If I can get everything at one place, I'm going to try to do that. Oh, I also tried their vanilla sugar. I didn't try it by itself. I added it to one of my all-day vapes that I'm very familiar with. And it did pretty much what I expected it to do just by smelling it. It provided a bakery vanilla note. So like if you think of the vanilla note in like a cookie or a cake, and a little bit of the texture that comes with it, like kind of like what Capella's sugar cookie does. It gives like a denseness to whatever you put with it or whatever you put it in. It has that kind of effect to it. It's kind of similar in what it does. So I think it'd be very useful, especially in bakeries. I'm not sure what it's intended for, but that's what I got from it. It was fine. It was nothing like crazy, but it was good. I don't like those deep fried, like I had a deep fried Snickers once because we were at a haunted house a couple years ago, well, many years ago, and they had like fair foods there. So they had like the deep fried Oreos and all that kind of crap. And my friend bought it, so I was able to try it because I would never buy it myself because I just had a feeling I wouldn't like it. And I was right. I didn't I didn't like the Oreo. I didn't like the Snickers. Like, to me, it's just like the Oreo and the Snickers were better just as they were for me. Like, I don't need all that extra grease, and no. Now, give me an elephant ear or a funnel cake. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like. But all these like deep fried butter, and no, I'm good on that. Now, I will say I tried for the first time last night. Snickers has a new version. It's called Crunchy Peanut Butter. And apparently it's peanut butter, caramel, peanuts, nougat, and milk chocolate. So it's pretty much their regular Snickers with peanut butter added. And it is bomb. Like, I have it sitting over here. That's why like I'm looking at it, because I only ate like half of it. But it is bomb. It's, I would argue to say, better than original Snickers, which is blasphemy because it's like one of my favorite. Well, it used to be one of my favorites. I feel like the quality of Snickers has definitely gone down over the years. Similar to Reese cups, which used to be one of my favorite things, candy-wise. But it seems like they're just very inconsistent. Like, you'll get one that's like really good, and then you'll get it again, and it's just like, it tastes off. Cool Ranch Doritos is another example of that, where just the batches are so inconsistent, and it's so weird because it's like, it's never used to be a thing until, I don't know, last 5 years maybe. And I know I'm not the only one because my brother said the exact same thing. I don't know. It's kind of irritating. What else did I try? I think that's about it. So I guess to recap, the SSA Guava, the flavor is on point. It tastes like a guava. I just don't like vaping guava. That's my review on that. I will say I like it over most other guavas I've tried. But yeah, just guava flavor is not something I want to vape. The Natural Wild Strawberry I really liked. I didn't really get a natural strawberry from it. I got more of a Pixie stick fun dip type of strawberry where it's a little bit sweet, a little bit tart, and a little bit powdery. But I really liked it. The SSA Peanut Butter was also very good. It tastes like a sweet peanut butter that's like a smooth peanut butter, not chunky peanut butter. So comparing it to the DX TFA Peanut Butter, which is like my holy grail, it's a little bit less peanut heavy, a little bit sweeter, and it's kind of like a Reese's kind of peanut butter, putting it in. So think of the vanilla note in a cookie, something like that. That's what it is. I also got the Borneo vanilla, but I haven't tried it yet. I will say I'm pretty excited. I can't, like I said, talk about it too really at all right now. But one of the mixes I made for the Vixens coming up, because I've been trying to do them in advance, is really good. And it's something I struggled with. Like the particular profile, I started out doing one thing, that didn't work, and I couldn't really see a way to get it to work. So I said, F it, I'm going to go with a different direction. So I went in that direction. That didn't work. So we're on the fourth direction, and that finally worked. So I'm excited about it. Yeah. I think the commonality with, I don't know if Snickers and Reese's are made by the same people. They might be. They definitely changed their milk chocolate. They changed it quite a while ago. It used to be like a real chocolate, because if you look at Hershey's bars, I'm pretty sure it says chocolate flavored, because it's not made with real chocolate anymore. It used to be made with like cocoa butter or whatever the hell they use for it, or cow or whatever. It's not made with that anymore. Like M&M's used to be better too, because they used real chocolate. They've definitely, I think just across the board have minimized the quality of chocolate in the US because of costs. It's cheaper. And, you know, people, I guess they feel like their taste buds are crap and they won't notice the difference. I don't know. But I guess, I mean, you don't really have a choice. I mean, what else are you going to do? It just sucks. Like, I personally would be willing to pay more. Like, if that's what they need is like more money or whatever, I'd pay more for the same product that I already love than to get an inferior product at the same price that is going to be very inconsistent and sometimes gross. And this cat, this is another thing she's been doing lately. She'll jump on the back of my chair, jump down, jump on the back of my chair, jump down. It's pretty annoying. I don't know why she's been doing it. It's only been like the last week. It's particularly annoying when I'm working because I work from home and she does it and she'll do it for like an hour straight. It's like, go away. Like, you're cute. Like, I get it. But like, dude, I'm working. I'll be on the phone with a client and she'll be doing this. And it's very distracting if you can't imagine. Especially when it's out of nowhere because she is pretty quick. And I won't even notice that she's up there. And it's just like, boom. Like, I look back and she's there. It's like, or she'll move and then my chair will move. And I'm like, what the heck? And it's because she's in the back of my chair. Anyway. Hi. VSO Huckleberry is what we have in here. This is at 1%. I'm pretty sure it's what people said was a good percentage. I guess we'll find out. On the site, it says 2%. I generally go at least 0.5% of whatever it says on their site. I can't really attest to the soda part too much because I don't really drink soda. Like, to me, this is my soda. It's carbonated. It's sweet. Mind you, it's the sugar-free version. And I know sugar-free stuff isn't really good for you, but sugar's not good for you either. So it's like, I've gotten used to diet stuff by now that, like, going back to, like, sugar stuff, I can't do it. But anyway, Monster, my one a day. That's my soda. I've never been like a habitual soda drinker. Not that I don't like it. It's just, it was more of like a once in a while type thing. Unlike other people, I won't say other people, like some people, how they drink like habitually like a liter or 2 a day. Like, I've never been that way. I drink coffee on occasion. The thing with coffee is it upsets my stomach. So I'll have it every now and then, but I can't really do it every day. Plus, I like the carbonation from Monster. So I'm generally alternating between Monster and G Fuel. G Fuel is something newer that I've been messing with, but between those two things is because I have my one caffeinated beverage in the morning, and then that's it. The rest of the day is generally water. I might have to crank this up or add more flavoring. 1%, I'm not getting a whole lot. I get like a berry of some sort, but it's really faint. Kind of similar to like a blueberry. I'm getting a little bit more flavor now as I keep vaping it. Kind of reminds me of like a cross between has like a little bit of a grapiness to it. And like a bilberry. Someone's about to get banned. It's pretty good though. Yeah, it's like a grapier kind of blueberry thing. It's not grapey as in like medicinal. I don't really get medicinal out of it. It reminds me of the Illusion Stardust flavor. Illusion is a e-liquid company I used to vape back in the day. They're from Michigan. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other person. But yeah, they use their own extracts as well. They do their own blueberry, they do their own cherry, and some other random things. But the Stardust flavor is like a blueberry base with other notes in it. I don't know that they disclose what the other notes are, but I suspected it was like pineapple, some kind of sweetener maybe, and maybe something else. But it reminds me of that flavor, which I actually really liked from them. It was one of my favorite flavors from them. So yeah, Huckleberry is good. So y'all were right for once. And the aroma in the air is nice. That's something else I look for. Or at least make note of. Because I will tell you, the tobacco that I mixed up, because I wanted to mess with like tobaccos that I wasn't very familiar with. One of which is Flavora's Sweet Cigarette. And by smelling it, it has that note in it, that lovely note, you know, the honey note, the bad honey note. And yeah, I'm not thrilled about that. And I don't know why it does, because it's a cigarette. Like, it literally tastes like a cigarette. It's pretty spot on, which is, you know, after so many years of not having a cigarette is odd. But it's pretty spot on. But I don't know that I would be able to get over that scent. Because you can kind of taste it in the mix a little bit, because your sense of smell is very closely tied into your tastes. So I feel like once you smell like a particular note, you begin to taste it or become very aware of it when you're vaping it or tasting it. I think that definitely happened. All right, we're going to get a new wick for this flavor. So I also mixed up their chocolate. I heard this chocolate is very good. So we'll see. I am also very picky about chocolate in particular. Chocolates that I like, for your reference, are Mullenberry's Glamour Chocolate. At one point, it was the only chocolate I liked. It's a very good milk chocolate kind of flavor. What other chocolate do I like? I'm pretty sure I had that mango tart, and I don't know that I agree with that, but okay. But I also haven't had KFC in probably 6-7 years. And the last time I had KFC, it was disgusting. But I think it's just the one near me sucks. I don't know. But yes, VSO Chocolate. We've moved on to VSO. And then we're going to do Leather. and then wrap it up. Oh, their chocolate isn't available yet? Damn it. I didn't know that. I thought it was. Everyone was talking about it. Are you kidding me? Well, that sucks. People have been talking about it for so long that I thought it was available. I made specific I specifically checked to make sure that Huckleberry was available and Leather was available. I assumed chocolate was, but I guess it's not. But I already mixed it, so I'll tell you what I think of it. I'm sorry. He has a lot of new flavors coming. It's hard to keep track of everything. But yeah, I do not see it on their site, so I apologize. Thought it was there. And it's very clear. Like for a chocolate, that's what it looks like. You wouldn't expect that. Especially, you know, it being from the actual thing. An extract. I'm trying to think of the other chocolates I like still. I think Vape Train has a couple good chocolates, like their chocolate mousse. And like there's another chocolate flavor. I need to replace this battery. I don't think TFA has any chocolate I like. I don't think Capella. Well, Capella's chocolate raspberry is actually pretty good. But I want to say that's it. I don't know. I think I liked their fudge brownie back in the day, but I think they discontinued it. I haven't tried the V2. Flavor West, definitely not. Oh, Wonder Flavors has their cocoa is good, and can't think of any other chocolates from them I've tried. I don't know, but basically, there's not many chocolate flavors I like. I did not try any of the SSA chocolates. I got the cuckoo. What was it? Candy cuckoo, which is supposed to be some kind of chocolate hard candy. Which, if I knew exactly what it was, I probably wouldn't have got it because it doesn't sound like something I would like. But Winstead told me that flavor smelled good, so I grabbed it. I haven't tried it yet. I don't really use chocolate in vapes that often, so it's not something I typically go out of my way to get. I haven't found a solid white chocolate that's by itself. I have to layer. I like to layer Health Cabin white chocolate and something else. maybe the Wonder Flavors White Fudge. I believe so. Yeah, so I use Health Cabin White Chocolate and Wonder Flavors White Fudge. Because one has like the body that I'm looking for and a little bit of the vanilla note. And then the other one has like a bit of the waxiness that you kind of get from a white chocolate. Mind you, I don't like white chocolate in real life. Ugh. I got mine from DIY Vapor Supply. Pretty much any obscure flavoring company, you're going to find it there. If you're in the States, if you're not, maybe Chef's Flavors or DIY E-Juice or something like that. I don't know. So 1%, I'm not getting a whole lot. It's a very faint kind of Tootsie Roll that I'm getting so far. I'm going to try to add more. I'm pretty sure this one said 2%. And I have it at 1. So we're going to add 0.5% more. And then we're going to move on to leather. And then probably bounce. If you didn't know, Mix and Vixens tonight is going to be it's like a smoothie with what appears to be peanut butter and banana in it, but it could be other things. I went a bit obscure with mine. I started basic, but then the flavoring profile after it kind of made me have to change a little bit of what I did for this profile. Otherwise, they'd be a little bit too similar. And I didn't want to do 2 profiles that were centered around one thing, back to back, which ended up working out better because while my first inspiration or recipe was okay, it was nothing special. It was pretty basic. This new iteration of it is a little bit more obscure and unique, I guess. So this month's been pretty good recipe wise for me. Sometimes the profiles that we get or that are selected to mix, I struggle with because they're just not things that I generally like, or I can't think of anything good or special to do with it. But this month has been particularly pretty good. Mind you, I did struggle with not this profile, but next week's profile, which you'll see tonight, because it's kind of crazy. But my end result, I think, is really good. So pretty excited about that. And I haven't started the last profile yet. But even that profile is a little bit more on my alley, so I shouldn't have too much trouble with it. So yeah, pretty solid month. What was I doing? All right. So we're going to do the leather thing because I needed to. Probably should have done this along with the other ones, but I wasn't thinking about it. So I'm trying to find. All right. So the Sweet Sig is from Flavora. I used that at 0.25%, and even at that percentage, it's pretty strong. And I also added honey roasted peanuts at 0.25% by Wonder Flavors and vanilla sugar by Subuki at 0.25%, which I forgot that I added that in there. I don't really get anything from it, but it's there. Pretty much the sweet cigarette dominates everything. We're going to do the leather at 0.25% as well, so it's going to round out to a whole 1% total. I'm not going to make this one public because I'm not thrilled with it. It's not a bad flavor or whatever, but I mainly just wanted a tobacco to add this leather to. But yeah, that sweet cigarette, it just has that weird smell to it. And I don't know why. Like certain tobaccos have it and then honey has it. I haven't really seen it with too many other flavoring profiles. It's got to be like some kind of element in it that is the same with those two profiles. Like some random thing. Like I just ran into something I've never really seen before. I might have heard of it before, but it didn't ring a bell to me. It's called furfural something alcohol. I guess it's bad. It was in a couple of flavors that I was looking to use, but then it's like, oh, it's got this furl whatever alcohol on it, and it's bad, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing, so that's great. Yeah, I'm struggling to find a lot of flavor out of this chocolate so far. We'll see what increasing it does. I get like a little bit of something. It's just not a whole lot. Yeah, Glamour Chocolate is really good. I still need to try the Subuki Cornish cream. It smells like it'll be good. I almost used it in a couple of profiles recently, but there's too many other new flavors that I was trying along with it. I didn't want to risk it. I haven't been having luck doing that lately. I smell more than I'm tasting. Yeah, I'm getting something, but it's very faint. I've heard people say like a chocolate syrup. I could kind of see that, like a Tootsie Roll. Not quite Tootsie Roll though, because I feel like TFA is just like straight up Tootsie Roll, which I personally like. I know a lot of people hate Tootsie Rolls. It's not my favorite thing in the world to eat or whatever, but I don't dislike them. It's nothing I would go purposefully buy. But like back in the day when I'd be like trick or treating, I was never offended that I got them. Whereas like candy corn, I think it's disgusting. And what else did I hate getting? It's been too long. I don't get pencil shavings from anything, so I can't really. I'm not a good pencil shaving detector. I don't get that from like what I get from bad chocolates is just like fake chocolate. Like bad Easter, low grade, not even technically chocolate type of chocolate. That's what I generally get from, you know, chocolate flavorings. I don't get that from this. I just don't really get much of anything. Well, to be fair, I wouldn't really, you know what? I know what this tastes like. To me, this tastes exactly like the chocolate suckers. Like there's some kind of, was it Tootsie Pop? Yeah, like the Tootsie Pop. That's what it tastes like. Because it's got a little bit of that hard candy kind of thing going on, but then it tastes like kind of like a Tootsie Roll. It tastes like the damn Tootsie Pops. Took me a while to pair them together because I haven't had one of those in years. It was never something I preferred. The bubble charm, the one with the bubble gum inside, that was my jam. The Tootsie Pops, I'm not a big fan of like mixing fruit and chocolate unless it's like chocolate covered strawberries or on occasion chocolate covered cherries. Like those are the only exceptions, but in general I don't like fruit and chocolate together. But yeah, it tastes like a Tootsie Pop. Yep, that's what I get. So it might be useful in that. I don't know how often I would make a Tootsie Pop vape, but I mean it could be, you know, something different. So yeah, that's what I get. Tootsie Pop. All right, let's do this leather. One thing I did hate getting trick-or-treating was pennies. That's probably the worst, the absolute worst. What the hell am I going to do with a penny? I don't even like pennies. Like if I see a penny on the ground, I ain't picking it up. Unless it's face up. Because face up pennies are supposed to be good luck. That's the only reason. And I know it's superstitious, whatever. I don't necessarily buy it, but I figure it can't hurt. So if I see a penny facing up, I would grab it. But that's the only exception. Mainly because I don't like the way they make my hands smell. Like the copper smell. I hate that smell. So in general, I just don't like I just don't like them. And it would suck too because like back when we would trick or treat, my parents would get the first go at our bags and they would pick out all the things that they wanted first before we were able to eat anything. And that kind of sucked. Because of course they get the good shit. But I guess I should be thankful that they took me trick-or-treating because my best friend back in the day, her parents were super religious and she couldn't even celebrate Halloween. They actually purposefully took us to a haunted house to scare the shit out of us so we wouldn't like Halloween. So that was a good experience. I was like 8. Oh, and when we went to the haunted house and we were crying because it was so scary, they said, "This is what hell is like." It was pretty shitty. But yeah, I was the bad influence because my parents weren't religious and they were stoners. Anyway, so we have this tobacco mixture, 0.25% of leather added. I actually enjoyed haunted houses when I haunted houses when I was older. But like back when, you know, you're 8 years old, you've never seen it. It was I think my first haunted house I'd ever been to, and it was a pretty like severe one. It was pretty like the more scary ones. I don't think any of them are really particularly scary, but on a scale, it was definitely like one of the worst ones. But it was just, to me, very hypocritical. That's like, okay, you don't believe in haunted, Halloween, celebrating it because it's, whatever, because of your religion, but you'll take your kid and someone else's kid to a haunted house specifically to scare the crap out of them, to make them scared and tell them that, whatever. I'm not going to even get into that. It's kind of fucked up. Hey. I hope it's not a diss on Supernatural. I'm a big Supernatural fan. Okay, so it definitely changed it. And I think it actually improved it because it took down a little bit of that off note that I was getting, that honey note, a little bit. It's still there, unfortunately. It made it a little less, because if you've never had Flavora sweet cigarette, it's pretty ashy. Because you think about what an actual cigarette is. It's ashy, it's smoky, it's a little throaty, and they pretty much nailed it as far as my opinion. However, the general person that's been off analogs for a very long time might not necessarily want such a strong, ashy kind of flavor, and it toned it down a little bit. I do get a leather note from it. It's similar to the note in, I want to say Native. I think it's Native. I always get Native and another flavor of theirs confused. What, Supernatural? I haven't, don't spoil it. I'm only on like where they stopped filming because of the thing. I've only got up to that part. I haven't watched anything that came out after that. I'm gonna wait. I don't even know if it's on Netflix yet, because that's how I watch it, is on Netflix, and they're usually a little bit behind. So I might have to wait, but I want to wait till it's all done so I can like binge it. I like to binge watch shows. I don't like cliffhangers and all that kind of stuff. It's annoying. Oh God. So it's Native, and what was the other one? Yeah, that's kind of the path I was going on, Brits. But just in case there's anyone out there, I don't want to insult anyone's beliefs or nothing. I know it's a very touchy subject, and I could see I was getting heated about it because that's one thing that it bugs me. So that's why I stopped, because it's going to go on a whole different thing that I just do not want to get into. And like I said, I don't want to offend anybody or anything like that. I just think it was very hypocritical, that whole situation. But what is Native and anyway, it has a very similar leather note to it. One of the Flavora tobaccos, it might be Native, but it might be the other one that I mix up with it. So I want to say Native has like the more incensey kind of flavors to it. Okay, so according to my notes, it does have a leather note. So it's similar to the Native tobacco leather note. And if you don't know what I mean by leather note, it's kind of hard to describe because it's weird. It is, a lot of people don't like that note because it's odd. It's not anything that you would typically come across unless you were specifically looking for a profile like this. Me personally, sometimes I like that because, there's only so many strawberries you can have. as much as I like strawberry. It's like they all kind of are very similar. But stuff that are like kind of off the wall, like basil, which is another thing that they have. And I've used, I think it was Flavora's basil. It's pretty good. In a sherbet or sherbet, whatever. One of those things. It was like a lemon basil sherbet. And you would think it would be really weird, and it kind of was, but it was good. It was something different. And after I've been mixing for so many years, sometimes it's just so welcomed because it's so different, and it's, I don't know. But yeah, it's good. I could see it being very useful with if you like tobaccos. If you don't like tobacco flavorings and mixes, I quite honestly don't know what else you would use it for. Maybe something woodsy, but I feel like if you don't like tobaccos, you probably wouldn't like something that's woodsy. I don't know. But at 0.25%, I could definitely taste it. I think the max that I've seen people use it is at 0.5%. So I would say between 1/4 to 0.5%. I'm just going over flavorings. So I did the VSO. VSO is a flavoring company. I did the VSO Huckleberry, VSO Chocolate, which apparently isn't available yet. And I didn't mean to, because I wanted to do flavors that specifically were public already, but apparently that one isn't. And then I just did the VSO Leather, which is just leather. So that's what I've been doing. I'm not going to go through like the whole thing because I did do some Subucky super aromas. If you want to rewatch it from the beginning, you can. Or after we are off air, I do like a summary at the bottom in the description because, some people don't have an hour to an hour and a half to watch a whole video just to get notes on something. So I try to always summarize how I feel about each flavor in the description box. I'm not a hardware channel, and I don't use RTAs, so someone from chat might be able to help you, but I don't use RTAs. I use RDAs. I do think it would go well with an RY4. Yeah, if you want a leather note, and I think it would go well in an RY4 because it has a little bit of that sweetness from it. My dad, probably not. My dad is very picky about tobaccos. And I've had him try quite a few of Flavora's, and he said there's a specific note in all of them that he doesn't like. And it's not just specific to Flavora. There's other tobaccos he's tried that have whatever note he's picking up. It might be that TFA honey note. I don't know what he was getting from it, but he says he doesn't like it. The only tobacco flavoring he's liked is the Holy Holy RY4 and Soho, if you count that as a tobacco. A lot of people don't because it's kind of weird, but those are the only two I've had him try that he's actually liked. I'm not sure where you're from, but SSA is a Polish brand. I'm not sure where I think they're available at Chef's Flavors if you're not in the US. If you're in the US, they're available at Bull City. VSO is only available directly on their website, which is vsoflavors.com, I believe. They're I guess, indie brand of flavoring company, I guess. It'd be the equivalent. Oh, it helps if I write stuff in here. Yeah, it's vsoflavors.com. And if you do it on a Tuesday, like if you are planning on ordering anything, Tuesdays, they typically have some kind of sale. If you watch Fresh's show, they have some kind of code. I think it's like 20% off, so it might be worth waiting if you're planning on ordering anything. We can check Chef's flavors. But I am planning on popping out of here at 3. I like to go on like round numbers if I can. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Let's see. VSO. Yeah, so I guess Chef's Flavors does have some of the VSO flavors. I don't know if they're going to have the newer ones that I had, like the Huckleberry. It looks like they're pretty limited in what they have on here. They only have 17, and they look like they're older flavors. And mainly like the one-shot type things. Like completed mixes. Their blueberry is there, but it's sold out. Strawberry is there, but it's sold out. They have the apple and the grape. So that's the only single flavor VSO flavors that they have on there. So yeah, they do have it, but they're very limited. See if they have any of the SSA. So yes, they do have the super aromas at Chef's. But again, pretty limited in the flavor selection. There's only 20. Bull City, if you can order from them, is going to be your best bet because they have quite a few flavors. I'm pretty sure a lot more than they're priced. The thing that I like about the Salubs, or I keep calling it Salubs because I'm used to like Salub Aroma, which was SA, and then their SSA. Hate it. But the SSA, the Subaki, I'm just going to call it Subaki. The thing I like about them is they're cheap. They're only $169 for a 10 mil. And then some are a little bit more, but they range anywhere from $1.69 or $1.69 to $1.79 or $1.99. So like everything's under $2. And the strength across the board that I've tried so far has been pretty consistent. So meaning that so far I've liked most of these at 1%. And that's remained consistent with each flavor I've tried. Whereas other companies, sometimes, you'll be anywhere from like 0.5% all the way up to 5. And it's hard to gauge exactly where you'll need to mix them at. And, most importantly, so far the flavor has been good. But yeah, they have 95 flavors on Bull City. So if you can order from them and are interested in the SSA Subaki Super Aromas, I would suggest going there. And so far my favorites have been the Juicy Cherry, really, really good cherry. Probably go through my list. The Ripe Banana is also very good. The Natural Wild Strawberry, the Peanut Butter. The Ripe Pear is also very good. I don't know if I've talked about the pear, but I actually paired, pun, the sweet watermelon, which I also like, with their Ripe Pear because I figured the pear might give it a little bit of the texture that comes with a pear to the watermelon. Plus, pear is a pretty light flavor that I felt would go well with the watermelon, and they actually do pair really nicely together. So yeah, I also do like the Ripe Pear. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. It tastes it's pretty similar to the Wonder Flavors Ripe Pear. Pretty similar. I'd have to pair them. I can't even stop doing that. I need to put them side by side to see where they are different. I think maybe the Wonder Flavors is a little bit more of that musty kind of quality that you get from a pear, whereas the Suzuki one is a little bit less of that. I think that's the only difference, but they're very similar. They both have like a texture type thing where it's a little bit kind of like a slushy. Like it's got that little bit of like a mealy, granular type quality. It's hard to describe, but I mean, if you've had a pear, you know it has a texture, and that's what it has, like a grittiness to it, which sounds kind of off-putting, but it really isn't. It's hard to get texture to come through in a vape because it's not, you're not eating it, you're just tasting it. But yeah, it's a really good one. So yeah, those are my favorites so far, and I like the sweet watermelon. The only ones I haven't liked, and there have been a couple, I did try the garden mint, but I haven't done enough with it to have an opinion. What was the one I didn't like? Oh, the milky strawberry I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like the milk or cream note in it. It has like that sweet cream kind of TFA kind of sweet cream kind of flavor, and I don't like it. I wouldn't say I hate it or anything. I feel like it can be improved upon because it does have a good quality in it. It's just the sweet cream is so strong. I would definitely I'm talking too much. I'd have to calm that down and smooth it out, probably adding at least one other cream in it and probably a little bit more strawberry because I don't get a ton of strawberry from it. I get mostly sweet cream from it. If I could find a way to better balance it and tone down the sweet cream note, I think it could be good, but so far, just on its own, I haven't cared for it. I also didn't like the Scandinavian fruit. And this one, I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't really care for it all that much. It's not, again, terrible, but I do get a grape medicinal quality going on in it. And I don't know if it's a percentage issue or not. I did do it at 1% like I did everything else. And maybe it's just a little bit too high, but I did get like a medicinal grape Dimetap kind of thing going on, and I didn't care for it. Oh, and I didn't like the whipped cream. The whipped cream, it's too buttery. And I might have to revisit it in something where that might be useful. Because I could definitely see where like a buttercream kind of thing would be useful. But for me, I'd rather just go with something that is a buttercream, like the Vape Train buttercream is excellent. What I'm looking for in a whipped cream is pretty neutral, like a nice vanilla with good body to it. That's what I personally like in a whipped cream, and that one, it didn't cut it for me. But yeah, I mean, I'd say 2 or 3 flavors out of the ones I've tried so far. It's not bad, because there's flavors from every line that I've tried that I don't like. Like Flavora, as much as I like them, there's flavors of theirs I don't like. Wonder Flavors, there's flavors of theirs I don't like every brand. So it's to be expected. Flavors I haven't tried so far is almond, Borneo vanilla, cactus, candy cuckoo. I don't think I tried their candy floss. Cappuccino coffee. I tried it in a mix, but the mix was an epic fail, so I haven't single flavor tested it. I've tried the caramel, but again, it was in a mix, so it's hard to say, but it kind of reminds me more of a brown sugar than a caramel. It's very dark. Cornish cream I haven't tried. Creme brulee, which smells very good. I have not tried that one yet. Crisp waffle ice cream. I haven't tried that one yet. Lemon cheesecake I have not tried. Mascarpone cream. Melon. Milk and caramel cream. Purple plum. Raspberry syrup. Ripe peach. Shortbread biscuit. Sour lime tiramisu. Yeah, so I haven't tried all those yet, so a bit of work to do. I only got the almond because there's not an almond I particularly love. So I figured I would grab theirs. But yes. Jeez Louise. But yes, the FA almond is pretty good. Yeah, Purelum, I don't know that I've tried their cappuccino, but their condensed coffee with caramel or something like that, that one's excellent. If you've ever had a caramel frappuccino from Starbucks, it tastes to me spot on like that. It's very good. I also like Wonder Flavor's smooth cappuccino. Theirs is really good. I say this about everything. I'm very picky about coffees because a lot of them have that Kona coffee skunky kind of flavor to it. Some people call it, I don't know if it's the same note that we're getting, but other people complain about like a popcorn butter kind of note. I don't know if it's the same note that I'm referring to, but they have off notes to them. But Mullenberry is also one that has good coffees. I think all of their coffees I liked that I've tried anyway, and I think I've tried them all. Like their dark French coffee is good. There's like a double mocha is good. Probably could just look it up. I have my list here. I have a lot of Mullenberry flavors though. Yeah, dark French coffee, dark or double mocha coffee, fresh coffee. I think there's one other one. I don't know. But they make good coffee. And then for the SSA, I did get their cappuccino. I have not tried it yet by itself. In the mix that I made, because I went really obscure with one of the flavoring profiles coming up, I used it in there along with a lot of other random stuff. What I could taste from the coffee, it did taste good. It's just there was too much else going on to really give it a good, opinion on it. But from what I could taste, it seemed like it would be good by itself. I wanted to say, the tiramisu is kind of a coffee flavor, so I got theirs. I haven't tried it yet. I'm pretty sure Lumi said it was good. But yeah. Oh my God. I hated TFA Kona coffee. Oh, it was so disgusting. The first time I got it, because somebody kept well, actually, there's a lot of people that liked that flavor back in the day. Because I try not to buy flavors unless I see a lot of people liking the same flavor, and then I'll grab it. But so many people liked that flavor, so I got it, and oh my God, awful, disgusting. Ugh. No bueno. Yeah, burnt rubber, definitely from a lot of the coffees. Yeah, their TFA, was it just cappuccino? Might have just been called cappuccino. Something like that. They had a flavor that wasn't Kona, and it was so strong. It was like 1 drop in a 10 mil or 30 mil, something like that. And it was actually a pretty good flavor. It's just ridiculously strong. And it was a flavor I liked back in the day. Probably now, because like my equipment was very different back then. I was vaping on cartomizers. And if you haven't been vaping for a long time, you might not even know what that is. But essentially a lot of it is like muted compared to what we have now. So certain notes that you wouldn't really get back then on those types of devices, you would definitely get now. Because I've tried many flavors that I liked back in the day. Like peaches, I could vape peaches, no problem back in the day. Now, most peaches just give me a wicked throat hit. And it's really odd, but it's just something about the difference in equipment and stuff. I don't know. It's very weird. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here because, like, I know it's getting really dry from talking so much and I keep coughing and stuff. And I have a bit of a headache. So I think I'm probably going to take some kind of ibuprofen or something. I don't really know. I blame the cats because, again, they kept me up like all freaking morning. So my sleep is all screwed up. But whatever, it is what it is. Check out Mix and Vixens. We're going to be on in about 3 hours. We're going to be going over the shake thing that we did. Should be interesting. I like the way that mine turned out. And I'm pretty sure Winstead liked the way that hers turned out. So it should be good. Yeah. That's about all I got. Stay safe out there and thank you for watching. Bye.